Hi, in this session, we're going to do a little bit of general overview of the Twain data source dialog box that's available to you in managing your profiles for your scanners. In this dialog box, you'll find that there are a number of shortcut settings along the top. You'll be able to move profiles up and down by using the moving up and down button. There is the location where you can select the specific type of side that you're going to have scanned, as well as you can preview your scans. You can select additional settings. We can select OK, and we can also cancel if you want to complete directory of help. You can select the question mark and you will have the opportunity to search the specific question that you might have regarding something within this dialog box. In this particular dialog box, we're going to first of all give you some tips that we have found at Easy Photoscan to be useful and meaningful in our practice. You don't have to use them, but there's just some things that we've learned. First of all, we've learned to delete all of the other profiles that come along initially with your scanner. When we do that, we leave just the default. In the event we ever need to get them back, we can hit the reset arrows up here and hit the restore, and you can then restore them back into their full entirety. You also have the ability to import and export your profiles if you like. You can change a profile by merely changing its characteristics and hit Save As and give it a new name. So this is a very powerful tool in order for you to begin doing your settings. The reason we delete them is it makes it simpler for us at this point when we're scanning photos to kind of work with just one specific setting default, and then we can maybe tweak it a little bit to something more specific, like setting our default to scan on one side at 600 dpi and then maybe making a copy of it, saving it to scan on both sides with an output of 600 dpi. We're going to move quickly here into the side of this image to be scanned. If we want to use our open side element, scanning element, that is located by scanning, putting your pictures on the picture side up, you will use the one-sided back. If you want to only scan the downside where there's a glass along it, that might be if you were using some sort of paper, if you're using it as a paper scanner, you could do that. If you want to do both sides, you will activate both scanning elements. For our purposes, most of the time we're going to want to scan with one-sided with the open element. There's some additional settings that are available. You want to always scan your photographs with a 24-bit color for most purposes, and you want to use the photograph document type. You like to select glossy paper, and you have a myriad of resolutions. Easy Photoscan scans at 600 dpi. You have a couple of choices for a compression. You can say none and let the Presto Page Manager manage it for you. You can also use JPEG. At that point, you have some selections of quality of the compression, and we will always want to use Superior. When you look at the Size tab, we use the automatic detect and straighten, which allows us to in the event we put a picture in a little bit crooked, it will automatically straighten it for us, and we want to scan the entire document. We always use the remove border, which takes a few pixels off around each of the sides of the photograph and basically squares them up, in as much as that some photographs processed through the automatic processing devices that became prevalent in the latter half of the 20th century didn't always cut them exactly true to a specific 4x6, 5x7 size. We do not use the computer to do any post-scan rotation. We'll do that afterwards. There is the adjustments of both with both brightness and contrast. We typically at Easy Photoscan do not use that, and then we can do it post-process if we want to. And we do not use the color balance nor the sharpening. So in this particular instance, our adjustments are usually set to none. There may be some specific instances and you're free to play with it and set your own settings as you desire. The enhancement components, again, We do not want to use hole fill or streak fill, nor edge fill. And finally, there are some examples a little later on how to use blank detection, but if you're just going to scan using the one side, open element, picture side up as you feed it into the scanner, you want to select none. Once we've made this selection off of these 4 tabs, we can move back to home. We'll notice that our default has changed. We can hit save. Now that we have saved it, we're all set. If we wanted to, we could turn around and we could say save as, and then at that point we could actually then put in a 600 DPI, single-sided, and JPEG and superior compression. And then we can save that. And so we now have that as one of our settings. And then we could go on if we would like and make another setting for both sides, as there's examples. So hopefully with this tool, you'll be able to utilize the full capacity and scanning capabilities of your Kodak Picture Saver scanner.